आपको ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ दे रहे हैं। इस्लामाबाद पाकिस्तान सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने कुछ देर पहले ही आज से 18 साल कबल अमरीकी सहाफ़ी ड्ینئل पर्ल जिनको कत्ल किया गया था उस केस के हवाले से अपना हतमी और आखिरी फ़ैसला सुना दिया है। कुछ देर पहले ही सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान ने अमरीकी सहाफ़ी ड्ینئل पर्ल के कत्ल में मुलव्वस जो मुल्ज़म था, जो मुबैना तौर पे जिस पर इल्ज़ाम था ड्ینئل पर्ल को कत्ल करने का, अहमद उमर शेख, उनको अदम सबूत की बुनियाद पर बरी कर दिया है और कहा है कि सिंध हाई कोर्ट ने जो फ़ैसला दिया था कि मुबैना तौर पे उन्होंने अगवा जो किया था उसमें सिंध हाई कोर्ट ने जो सज़ा सुनाई थी वो फ़ैसला भी कालादम करार दे दिया है और हुक्म दिया है कि अगर ड्ینئل पर्ल के जो मुल्ज़म हैं अहमद उमर शेख, अगर उनके ख़िलाफ़ कोई और मुकदमा नहीं है तो उनको फ़ौरी तौर पर रिहा किया जाए। 18 साल इस मुकदमे की समाअत होती रही है। 9/11 के फ़ौरन बाद ही अमरीकी सहाफ़ी ड्ینئل पर्ल यहाँ पाकिस्तान आया और यहाँ पे बहुत बुरे तरीके से उसकी जो तस्वीर आई हैं और जो वीडियोस भी सामने आई उसको कत्ल किया गया और उसके बाद ट्रायल हुआ और 18 साल तकरीबन सिंध हाई कोर्ट में यह अपील ज़र समाअत रही और सिंध हाई कोर्ट ने जो है कत्ल के इल्ज़ाम से उन्हें बरी कर दिया था, मगर अगवा के मुकदमे में उन्हें 7 साल की कैद उनकी बरकरार रखी थी। और अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जो है सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कुछ देर पहले ये फ़ैसला सुनाया कि अहमद उमर शेख को फ़ौरी तौर पर तमाम इल्ज़ामात से बरी किया जाता है। और जो सिंध हुकूमत की जो अपीलें थी सिंध हाई कोर्ट के फ़ैसले के ख़िलाफ़ कि जनाब वो सज़ाए मौत ख़त्म कर दी थी सिंध हाई कोर्ट ने, तो सिंध हुकूमत की 3 अपीलें मुस्तरद कर दी हैं और ड्ینئل पर्ल के जो अहल खाना थे उनकी भी 2 अपीलें थी, उनको भी मुस्तरद कर दिया है और अहमद उमर शेख की अपील को मंजूर कर लिया है। हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं एडवोकेट महमूद ए शेख जो कि अहमद उमर शेख के वकील थे और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान में उन्होंने अहमद उमर शेख के लिए जो है दलाइल दिए थे। महमूद ए शेख साहब, बहुत शुक्रिया MJtv को वक्त देने का। इस वक्त बराह रास्त आपको देखा जा रहा है पूरी दुनिया में भी, तो सबसे पहले अगर मुख्तसरन अंग्रेज़ी में बता दें इंटरनेशनल ऑडियंस के लिए भी कि क्या फ़ैसला हुआ है, क्योंकि मुख्तसरन तो मैं बता चुका हूँ। सो व्हाट एक्चुअली हैज़ बीन डिसाइडेड बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान, मिस्टर शेख?
Supreme Court of Pakistan has today given a judgment which in my view will show to the world that we have a constitution, we have our own laws, and our judiciary can take decisions free from any influence whatsoever at all from any quarter, however strong the person may be or the country may be, which is trying to influence the process of justice in Pakistan.
What exactly is the judgment?
The judgment of the court is that these 4 people who were accused of kidnapping ड्ینئل पर्ल and allegedly murdering him, that judgment which was given by the trial court in 2002 has been set aside finally and put to rest. The court has come to the conclusion that the Sindh High Court was absolutely right in its judgment, whereby 3 of the accused were given clean acquittal and it was ordered that they should be released from the prison forthwith. For the 4th accused, Ahmed Omer Shiekh, the Sindh High Court had found him guilty of abduction simplesta of ड्ینئل पर्ल, and it was clarified in that judgment that he had raised no ransom demands. The only allegation they found proved against him was that he might have kidnapped him. Against that, we had filed an appeal before the Supreme Court of Pakistan, and so had the Sindh government. Sindh government had filed 3 appeals saying that all these 3 accused who had been given clean acquittal, that judgment should be set aside and the judgment of the trial court should be maintained, and they had also sought that the trial court had given them life imprisonment, which life imprisonment should be enhanced to death penalty. These appeals filed by the Sindh government have been dismissed by the Supreme Court and said that the Sindh High Court's judgment was perfectly lawful and a valid judgment.
Okay, Mr. Sheikh, you said...
As far as the appeal of Ahmed Omer Shiekh is concerned, the court has come to the conclusion that there is no evidence available on the record even to justify a conviction under kidnapping, for kidnapping, simplesta, and that appeal has been accepted, and the conviction for kidnapping has also been set aside. The Supreme Court's judgment says that according to this judgment, they should not have been in prison even for one day.
Okay. You say Pakistan judiciary is independent and it has been established by the judgment of the Supreme Court today. Why it took 18 years for the Pakistani judiciary to decide an appeal against the trial court's verdict? The Sindh High Court kept it pending for 18 years. Why it took 18 years?
The Sindh High Court has devoted specific paragraphs in its judgments lamenting the fact that this appeal should have been heard and decided in the Sindh High Court, and any time spent by these people in prison is something for which there would be no reparation. And they have said that for future we should take measures that every appeal should be heard on time and decided. And the Sindh High Court even went to the extent of saying that Article 10A of the Constitution, which talks about due process, that has not been followed in this case.
Okay, Mr. Sheikh, there was also a letter produced before the Supreme Court and even before the Sindh High Court, purportedly written by Ahmed Omer Shiekh from jail, in which he had confessed to his crime to the extent of abduction only. So why Supreme Court ignored that evidence where an accused person is confessing to his crime, no matter how limited it might have been?
One, that this assumption is totally wrong, that he said that I was responsible for his kidnapping. He never said that. We were asked to obtain his instructions on this letter, which we did. And he explained to us that he had been kept in prison in inhuman conditions. He was put in a cell which resembled a grave. And then they tried to inflict further torture upon him by sealing that cell with the iron sheets so that no light could go into it. He felt that staying alive in that condition is worse than dying. So we filed once a petition in the Sindh High Court saying that he should be given the facilities which were available to him under the jail manual. That order was passed by the Sindh High Court, but that order was not obeyed by the Sindh government.
So you're saying he wrote this letter under duress?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm trying to explain this to you. And then he says that there was a visit by the Chief Justice of the then Sindh Court, Mr. Justice Anwar Zahir Jamali, and a senior judge, Mr. Justice Hani Muslim. When they came to Hyderabad jail, they looked at his plight and they ordered that he be immediately provided all the facilities which are available to him.
Mr. Sheikh, that agreed, but they did write that letter even if it was under duress.
No, he did not. I'm trying to explain this to you. He has been specific in saying that if you read that letter in its entirety, it says there is a person who is in Sakhar jail. He is the one who says that he has killed Daniel Pearl. He is the one who has abducted Daniel Pearl.
So how did you know about that person?
Grapevine of the jail. You get this information in the jail. Naeem Bukhari, that person, Ataur Rahman alias Naeem Bukhari, had been sentenced to death. And he sent that message and said, for an offense which you did not commit, but I committed, you have been sentenced. I am willing to go to the court and put this there before the court and prove your innocence. Now, when this letter was given in those conditions, he said that I had been protesting my innocence over and over again. Nobody bothered. And even in this letter, I said that you call me before the court and I will explain to you what my role is.
Okay, quickly tell me, Why do you think General Musharraf government was trying to implicate an innocent man in this murder?
Again, I think Sindh High Court government judgment is quite explicit on it. They said that they were under so much pressure that they wanted to produce results. And in order to produce results, they just got hold of
Who
the
were
people.
under pressure to produce results?
The government of Pakistan.
Under whose pressure?
Under the pressure of the country whose citizen that person was. And that is the US. And you must understand.
Was there some
it's
evidence produced in this regard?
Yes. Only Allah knows that who Daniel Pearl is and who Daniel Pearl was. An American citizen, ostensible cover that he was a journalist. You see, flocks.
But has there been an evidence produced to the contrary?
Yes, contingents.
What evidence?
Contingents of FBI agents descended on Pakistan the moment he went missing. And the other thing is that the house in which he was living, in that there was another woman living with him called Asra Nomani, who is a known raw agent. And
but you are making this allegation. This is a very wild allegation that you're making.
I am not making a wild allegation. I am trying to give you the facts. The fact.
But what evidence have you produced about such people?
You hear me out. And
I think Asra Nomani is not here in part of this discussion.
Asra Nomani is the one who says that these emails were sent to her for the ransom. And Asra Nomani's computer was never taken into possession.
Did she depose before the court?
Asra Nomani was never made even a witness. She fled the country only in order to avoid that if her computer was taken into custody, that would have revealed everything.
So who do you think killed Daniel Pearl?
Who killed Daniel Pearl? There is a person on record who has said Mr. Ataur Rahman, alias Naeem Bukhari, he said that he did it.
So is he still alive, that person?
They did not present that letter to the authorities which allegedly was written by Omer Shiekh till he was executed. They never wanted to bring them face to face because that will expose the falsehood of the case.
So that man has also been executed in some other case?
In some other case.
And if your client was innocent, what remedies are now you will be looking for to meet these apparently irreparable damages that have been caused to his life?
We will consider that once the judgment is there in detail, and there is no doubt about it that in this my clients have lost 19 years of their precious life.
But he was still in detention even after...
One word as to that he was required to be kept under preventive detention in any other case.
Okay. Thank you very much. This was Advocate Mehmood A Shiekh, who was representing the Daniel Pearl murder accused Omer Ahmed Shiekh. He has just been acquitted by the Supreme Court of Pakistan after 18 years of long trials and tribulations faced by him. And today's Supreme Court has set him free and ordered for his immediate release if he was not required in any other case. एक बार अपने नाज़रीन को बता चलें फिर कि अमरीकी सहाफ़ी डेनियल पर्ल जो 9/11 के बाद पाकिस्तान आया और उसको बेदर्दी से कत्ल किया गया था, उसके कत्ल में जो मुलज़मान गिरफ़्तार हुए थे उनमें से एक मरकज़ी मुलज़म अहमद उमर शेख को आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने तमाम इल्ज़ामात से बरी कर दिया है और उसको फ़ौरी तौर पर रिहा करने का हुक्म दिया है। 18 साल ये केस चलता रहा पाकिस्तान में। जनरल मुशर्रफ के दौर में 2002 में ये वाक़या हुआ था और उसके बाद जितना भी एविडेंस पेश किया गया, अहमद उमर शेख के वकील महमूद ए शेख का ये दलील थी कि तमाम एविडेंस फैब्रिकेटेड था और मुख्तलिफ गवाहान को पेश नहीं किया गया और 18 साल अहमद उमर शेख को बिला किसी सबूत के जेल में रखा गया और आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसका हतमी फ़ैसला सुना दिया है। मगर अहमद उमर शेख की तहवील का मामला अभी भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के एक दूसरे बेंच में ज़ेर समाअत है और वो तहवील की समाअत भी बड़ी दिलचस्प हुई। आज सवाल ये उठाया गया एडवोकेट जनरल सिंध की तरफ से कि अहमद उमर शेख जो है अगर वो एलियन एनिमी है مطلب کہ پاکستانی تو ہے مگر اگر وہ غیر ملکیوں کے ساتھ سازش میں ملوث ہے تو پھر وہ پاکستانی کے طور پہ ٹریٹ نہیں کیا جا سکتا، اور اس کے لیے خصوصی قوانین ہیں، اس کو فیئر ٹرائل یا بنیادی حقوق کا حق حاصل نہیں ہے تو ان کو علیحدہ سے اس کو ٹریٹ کیا جائے۔ اس معاملے پہ سپریم کورٹ نے ابھی فیصلہ دینا ہے، اور یہ اس فیصلے پہ منحصر ہوگا کہ آیا سندھ ہائی کورٹ سپریم کورٹ کے اس آج کے فیصلے کے بعد اس کو مزید تحویل میں رکھ سکتی ہے یا نہیں۔ مطیع اللہ جان، MJtv سے اتنا ہی، اجازت دیجیے، اللہ حافظ۔